In this lecture, we would understand questions related to eye and light for your term 1 examination. So, eye, what are the kind of questions? This diagram, the diagram can be asked and the various parts could be labeled as A, B, C. So, remember the diagram carefully. First kind of question. The second is when the light enters, it enters through the cornea. Then you have pupil, which regulates the amount of light flowing in. Iris controls the size of the pupil. And then we have the aqueous humor and the vitreous humor. The location for the both is important. Then retina, which is light sensitive cells, and then the ciliary muscles, which takes into account the regulation and the movement. Okay, the damage to any of the systems can impact the optic nerve, which is responsible for the signals being carried to the brain. Now, what would happen when the bright light is there? Iris would contract and allow less light to enter into. However, in dim light, it would expand and allow more light to enter in. So, the relaxation of the pupil and the dilation and the contraction of the pupil is governed by the brightness of the light. The next is power of accommodation. So 25 centimeters from the eye is the most comfortable and the distinct distance that we say. The ability to understand. Then we have the curvature of the light. Now, what would happen when you are looking to the closer object? The ciliary muscles would contract. Now, this would increase the curvature of the eye and therefore the eye lens becomes thick. So, again, an important MCQ. When would the eye lens become thick? Eye lens would become thick when the curvature would increase. The curvature would increase as the ciliary muscles contract due to focus on a closer object. Okay. Then, cataract is a disease through which the eye lens becomes milky and cloudy and slowly leads to loss of vision. So restoration of the vision through a cataract surgery becomes important. Now, the next is the defects of the vision. We have myopia or nearsightedness, hypermetropia or farsightedness, and presbyopia. Now, myopia is also known as nearsightedness. That means there is problem with distant vision. Near vision is clear. Now, this can be corrected through a concave lens. The diagrams and the image formations are important. Hypermetropia known as farsightedness. That means near vision is not clear, and this is corrected through convex lens. Presbyopia is the accommodation of the eye decreases with age and near objects gradually recede and the far remains. So, there is a corrective eye lenses which are used. Weakening of the ciliary muscles and reduced flexibility of the eye lens is responsible for it. Okay, so that is again important. Then for eye donation, some rules and important tips are given. So, that is important for you to memorize. Refraction. Now, refraction of light through a prism. So, what is the incident ray? What is the refractive ray? Angle of incidence, angle of refraction is what is to be studied. Refraction and reflection, the difference between the two terms and how the bending of the light indicates that it is refraction, not reflection. Then dispersion of a white light by the glass prism is explained, and this shows how the colors are split into Vibgyor. So, the 7 colors of the rainbow, and this is known as the spectrum. The band of the colored components of the light beam are known as spectrum. Okay, then the first person to use it was Isaac Newton. He tried to split the colors of the spectrum of white light. Then we understand the refraction phenomena. So in atmospheric refraction, we have two important things that we understand. One is the twinkling of the stars, and the next is the advanced sunset or sunrise or the delayed sunset. That means sun becomes visible to us 2 minutes before the sunrise actually takes place, and that is due to the phenomena which is explained here, and that is the refraction in the atmosphere, through which we also understand the various phenomena, for example twinkling of stars. But on the other hand, we have scattering of light. Scattering of light is responsible for the blue color of the sky and the reddish tint of the sun during the sunrise and the sunset. So Tinadal effect, where you have scattering by the colloidal particles, is one example which explains the scattering. The next is the color of the clear blue sky and the colors during the sunrise and the sunset is explained during this by this phenomena. Okay, now this paragraph itself is very important for your term 1 examination. So what is important here? At the noon, the sun appears white because very less blue or violet colors are scattered. However, when it is near horizon, most of the blue light is scattered and therefore it appears more reddish. And therefore we say sun rise and sunset is the time where sun appears more red, and the scattering of the light causes the blue color and the reddening of the sun. As we already mentioned, the splitting of the white light into the components is known as dispersion, and we have understood through the prism experiment. Then we have some simple questions based on the concepts that we have understood: myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia. We have also understood the distinct vision, which is 25 centimeter, the normal least distance of the distant vision. And then the diopters, how we can correct it. So diopters, the power of the lens is inverse of the focal length, and that's how you calculate it. So those were some of the very simple and direct topics and questions that can come from this section. Very important topic in science. We would be covering many more interesting topics for your term 1 examination. Wish you very good luck. Prepare well. Wish you come up with flying colors. Good luck.